WC 6.0, thank you for joining us. It's a privilege for me to speak to you today. I'm Dr. Peace. I'm the founder of Emerald Foundation. Now let's get started. Get your notepad, your jotters, and your pen, and let's learn together. Pay attention, sit down, and let's go. Now, number one question I have for you is that how many of us think we will die soon? Obviously, none of us. Hey, God forbid. But how many of us think we will get to live to 50, to 90, to 100, to 120 years old? Many of us. Now, you know, there's something about funeral. When someone dies, right? Let's plan a funeral, for example. When someone dies, people cry, people sob, but people do things. They eat and they gossip. They gossip about the person, the way he lived his life, what he did on earth. That is how, what death means to a lot of people. You know, there are two types of people. You know, there's some people that dies that we don't even know. It feels so bad. We're crying, we're sobbing. Take, for example, Miles Moran, or when Chadwick Boseman died. Even till now, I still feel like there's a part of me that is missing. But I did not even know him. You know, that is why we must start to think about this word called legacy. Now, I want you to write in capital letter, legacy and impact. Those are the key words for today. You know, some of us, we've never thought about that word legacy, especially as ladies. You know, we just hear, hey, legacy is for a guy, it's a man thing, but you too have a legacy. You have something to give back. You want to leave your feet in the sand of time. There is a reason why you are created, and there's something for you to do. So think legacy. Now, what is legacy? Legacy is something transmitted, transferred by or received from an ancestor or predecessor. Number two is discipline of the past in the hand of the present for the benefit of the future. Let me say it again. Discipline is the discipline of the past in the hands of the present for the benefit of the future. Now, someone will say, why legacy? Legacy is you. Legacy is you now that the future needs to remember. What will the future remember of you? You know, we each affect the future each day by the decision that we make. Every single day, we affect our future. We are building our legacy. My question for you is that what legacy are you building? You know, someone defined legacy as it's not just providing inheritance for our children, like our parents think. It's enduring record of who you are, what you stand for, and the impact we need to make in our lifetime. Now, I want you to answer these three questions for me. Number one, who are you? Number two, what do you stand for? Number three, what impact are you making? You know, the first question is, who are you? You know, most of us don't think about that word. We think we know the meaning, but we don't know. Now, I remember a friend of mine was asking my friend also, that who are you? You know, the girl took almost a week to answer that question. It seems like a very simple question, but we don't really understand what it means to know who we are. You know, let's take, for example, when a baby was given birth to, I had a very little beautiful baby giving birth to my friend recently, and she's just so pretty. She came in naked, we added clothes to her, we started dressing her up, then we started giving her names, like her name is Deborah, we started calling her chubby cheeks, oh, she's so gorgeous, she's beautiful. Those are the labels that have been attached to her right now, and she's just less than 3 months old. No, that's how we are when we're giving birth to. We are born naked, we have no names, no label, no tag, but as we grow up, we accept the labels given to us, whether it's beautiful, whether it's ugly, not smart, less than smart, unloved, a nerd, a geek, a socialist, and an arrogant person. We accept those labels placed on us. You know, a few months ago, I was watching a video, and there was this guy had so many labels on him: nerd, unforgiving, unloved, unlearned, and too black, too white. And he had all these labels on him, and he went to a coffee shop and to get coffee, and the lady gave him his coffee and gave him another tag attached to him. He just took it and placed it on himself and walked away. And even the lady even walked up with him and gave him another tag: a nerd, a geek. He accepted it without any complaint, without questioning, hey, what are you giving to me right now? That is how some of us are. We take some labels that have been put on us. We don't even know, we don't even fight against it. We don't even reject those labels. We accept them to ourselves and we live those lies. Now, write on your paper, remove the tag. Now we need to understand who we are. We have the DNA of God. He said his breath is life into you. That life is the DNA of God. That means if Jesus is smart, you're smart. If he's beautiful, you're beautiful. If he's handsome, you are handsome. If he's a solution giver, you're a solution giver. Whatever Jesus was and he is and he represents, that you are also. So you should live your life the same way. Now, you know, he told you you're a royal priesthood, you are a special people, you're a holy nation, you are royalty. Live that life. That is who you are. Accept that responsibility. Go to the Word of God and discover who you are and live according to how God has made you to live. Now, write on your paper, remove the negative label. Number 2 is, what do you stand for? You know, most of us don't understand the meaning of morals. We don't have any core value. We don't understand what it means to have something, a belief system that we stand by, live by. We don't have it. It's just our society or our generation, X, Z, Y, X generation. We don't have any core value. Now, what is core value? Core value, they are deep beliefs that help guide an individual in the behavior and decision making. It's a form of a culture. It's what makes you. Like some people have honesty, consistency, efficiency, creativity, good humor, commitment, passion, positivity. What is your core value? You must have at least 5 core values if you want to make impact. You must have something that you live by, stand by, that that surrounds your life, that makes you prosper, or that makes you live a good life. They must have good core values. Your core values as a Christian should be according to the Word of God. Now, I have an assignment for you. Write down all the core values you can think. Now, by Wednesday, rewrite those core values without looking back at them. Those ones will probably be the core values that you stand by. Now, number 3 is impact. Now, we're getting to the juicy part. Have you ever heard the word impact? Have you ever thought about it? Impact. We are making impact whether we know it or not, consciously or unconsciously. Someone can just pass you, meet you one day, pass you, and they made an impression on you. You will never forget about the person. Why some people, you stay there 50 years, they don't even have an impression. If they live there, okay, they've gone away. So what is your impact? You know, women don't think legacy, but why should you think about legacy? Because everything starts and ends with you. You give birth to life. You are the creator of life, or the creator of life. You are the process of it. So you must stand, you must have value, you must nurture, you must instill, you must grow, you must push. I asked you this question as a lady. What will you teach your children? What will you teach your family? What kind of family do you want to raise? Do you want to build? You know, most of us will say, I must be better than my parents. Are you really going to be better than your parents? Are you really sure you're going to be better than your parents, or you will live the same way? Legacy is you. You leave behind after you. Your everyday life is building a legacy. So what are your core values? What are your routine? What are you doing? You know, legacy is in the small thing. The way you eat, what time you wake up, how you live your life. Do you snooze your alarm or you wake up immediately? Do you eat vegetables or you eat carbs all day? Those are how you build your legacy, because that's where you will teach other people. Are you kind to people? Are you funny? Do you give to people? Do you care for people? Those are the legacy you are living. They are in the small, tiny details. Are you committed to your daily routines? You know, life starts from your daily routine. The secret of your future is in your daily routine. You must start investing in your daily routine. Number 2 thing in impact is discipline. Now, you know, one thing we don't really talk about is that we don't really talk about discipline. Why discipline? Because discipline is what you need to make an impact. You don't just make an impact because you want to make an impact. Especially, you don't live a legacy because you want to live a legacy. You live a legacy because you were disciplined, you were committed to make your impact, to leave your sound, your footprint in the sound show of time. Like Idahosa, Archbishop Idahosa, we will never forget his impact. But because he made sure he let something, leave his footprint in the shores of time, he impacted so many people in a short period of time. What are you leaving behind? You need discipline, delay gratification. You know, I remember we watched a video of Beyonce coming back after she gave birth to her twin. She danced in Coachella like she was just a teenager. Why? She talked about how the food she ate, what she stopped eating, the exercise she did, the routine she did. She did everything she needed to do to become the best. That takes discipline, that takes work. So for you to make an impact, for example, like Beyonce or whoever you think you want to make an impact like, you need discipline and commitment. Number 3 is association. Who is around you? You know, when I wrote my book last year, someone asking me, Ma, how did you write the book? I said, I have a lot of people that have written books. Like literally, my hosted, 1st floor, 8th floor, fifth floor, everybody has written a book or done something in like manner. So it was easier for me to do the same thing. When you want to make an impact, a positive legacy, leave it behind, you need to get yourself an association that matters. Don't waste your time with people that don't care about you. Your association is people that pray for you, got your back, support you, pull you out, cover you, they wrap their hands around you, protect you. You need good association. There's a perfect example of the woman that left a legacy. Proverbs chapter 31 woman. That woman is so magnificent. She helped the needy, she helped the poor, her husband praised her, her children called her blessed. That is legacy, because you don't praise someone that not lived a positive legacy on earth. She lived her life. She was taking care of her family. She was happy. She was building her own self. She was an investor, a businesswoman. She did everything. She left a legacy. I want you to leave the same legacy in this year. Start thinking of legacy. Start thinking of legacy. Start thinking of legacy right now. Priorities equals legacy. What are your priorities? What is your vision? What is your goal? What do you want from life? What do you desire from life? What is your 5 years, your 10-year plan? Not too young to start dreaming. He said, as far as your eyes can see, that will I give to you. You must have a vision for your life. You must have something that you desire, what you are working towards. Jim Rohn will always say that start from the end, then walk back. Martin Luther King's desire was to make the world equal, and he started working from that goal towards having it achieved. Till now, we still celebrate, we still talk about him. You must have a vision for your life. Next, intentional living equals legacy. So intentional living is legacy. What is intentional? What is legacy? What is that thing? It is life in action. It is taking the bull by the horn rather than idling around waiting for it to happen to you. Intentional living is valuing life so much that you decide on how you want it ahead of time. How do you want your life ahead of time? That is my question for you. It is taking charge of your life. Take charge of your life. Build yourself. Build your legacy. Have your visions. Have your goals. Live your life. Take step towards it. It starts now. Legacy is you. Legacy is now. Legacy is this moment. What are your values? What are your goals? What will people discuss at your funeral? What will they talk about? Will they talk about good things or will they talk about negative things? Make sure you start living your legacy now. I believe in you. I believe in what you have, what you carry. So your legacy start now. Make sure you don't give up on yourself. Push till you get what you want. Push till you build a home, a community, a society that is livable again. A community that we can hold our beats.